This interview is being presented by Intimidation Clothing. Impose your will. Uncivilized. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Be a beast among men. Adrenaline Training Center. Up your game. Change the way you train. TheDailyPunch.net. Have you gotten your Daily Punch? Area 51 Fight Gear and MMA Mind Power. Late Night MMA Radio is live Monday and Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Call into the show to win MMA merchandise. www.latenightmma.com. Join the revolution. This is Late Night MMA Radio. I'm your host, Mark Anderson. Now joining us on the line, The Law. How's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, thank you.
Good stuff. What are you up to?
Oh, well, I just got done teaching a grappling class just moments ago.
Good stuff, man. So what's next for you in MMA?
Well, right now I'm really focusing on, running the gym here and coaching the guys. I got a lot of fighters that are fighting. Pat Healy, you just saw him fight last week on Strikeforce. And
yeah.
Next weekend, where are you guys located? You guys up in Toronto?
Yeah, well, just outside of Toronto, London, Ontario.
Yeah, I think we're heading up that way next week for Ryan Healy's fight on the Score Fighting Championships.
Right, and we're going to have Ryan Healy up next after we talk to you. Do you want to talk a little bit about his fight with Alicio?
Yeah, it's a great fight. It's a good matchup. I like that fight for those guys. I think the fans are going to like that fight. It's going to be exciting, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. So obviously you're one of the best trainers in the game today. Can you talk about some of the guys you got currently working with you besides the brothers?
Besides the Healy brothers?
Yeah.
Well, I've worked with Chael over the years. I started coaching him when he was 15 years old, and I've had a ton of guys in and out here. A lot of our guys are moving on. We're getting a bunch of new guys up and coming here at the gym. I've got a gentleman named Chris Barnheiser who's moved out here, wrestled in Indiana, moved out here to Team Quest and started training with us. And so a lot of the guys that you probably haven't heard of yet, a lot of the guys that have come through here, Chris Lieben, Ed Herman, Ryan Schultz, Horwitz, the list goes on and on. But, some of these guys are moving on. Ed moved out to Colorado, started his own gym out there, and a lot of the guys are just kind of putting the gloves away at the moment, but I got a whole bunch of new guys coming up, and some of the guys are just coming in their own are those Healy brothers that are they've been at it for a long time, but they're still young guys. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your experience back in 2007 of going to Russia and fighting Fedor. What was the experience like as far as going to Russia? I always enjoyed going to Russia. I was over there in St. Petersburg for that fight. That was only the second time I ever been to that area. St. Petersburg is a pretty cool town. It's a beautiful town. It's a little history there for sure, all through that town. But the fight, it would have been nice to fight Fedor somewhere other than his home turf. But you saw the results. You saw what happened. For sure. Obviously, you've seen the Strikeforce card on the weekend. What did you think of it? I kind of thought it was a good show, to tell you the truth. Yeah, for sure. It was one of the more exciting events I've seen lately. I didn't get to see all the fights since I was there in a working capacity with Patrick, but he fought early in the night, and we got to sit and watch the whole main card. Josh Thompson put in a great performance. Not a really exciting fight, but a very good strategic fight against KJ Noons. You don't want to stand with a guy that's that much of a better striker than you. So he did what he had to do. I'd certainly like to see Patrick fight him again. I think in the first matchup those guys had, that was Pat's last fight. He lost that fight in the third round, winning the whole fight, got caught in a guillotine. Fix those little mistakes and come back there and fight Thompson again would be real exciting, or Noons or Masvidal. I think there's a lot of good opponents for Pat to fight. Strikeforce is, they got a deep division in 155. I mean, UFC and Strikeforce, that's got to, between those two organizations alone, you got probably one of the deepest weight classes there is with the 155-pound division.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously Healy beating Carlos Fedor. Carlos Fedor is no joke. He was, 5 wins in a row in Strikeforce. He was probably closing in on a title shot, so you would have to think that would put Healy near the top of the division, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and they did that same thing with us when we fought Lyle Beerbaum. I think he was 13-0, and you know, they were trying to groom him for a title contention, and Pat took him out. I think he's been the underdog in the last 6 fights he's fought in, and seems to find a way to come out on top.
Yeah, Healy's really screwing up Shelby's booking plans.
Well, I'm glad to help and be a part of that.
Okay, man. Let's talk a little bit about this Chael Sonnen versus Anderson Silva rematch that takes place later this year.
All righty.
Obviously, you think Chael will win that fight, but what do you think about the experience of going to Brazil and that whole deal?
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know if I'm going to be his corner guy or not. We haven't really discussed it. I talked to him last week, but we didn't really discuss that. He used another coach in his last fight to go out and corner him. I was training Yushin, so obviously Chael was in the room quite a bit with us, but I didn't do a lot of one-on-one training with him. I didn't help him put together that game plan for Bisping. I know they did have an opponent change on him with Mark, and quite a drastic style change as far as those fights go, so that may have contributed to that performance. But, I think if Chael's doing everything right, he's definitely more than capable of going out there and putting on the same kind of performance and finishing this fight. If he believes in his abilities to finish, Chael has submissions. He's got ground and pound. He's got ways to finish this fight. He's just got to believe it and go out there and execute.
Okay, and another issue that we wanted to discuss, if you can discuss it, is this Team Quest lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what there is to discuss. Dan Henderson decided to file a lawsuit against me, and I'm not really sure the basis of that lawsuit, but it was kind of a little bit disheartening there,
Yeah.
It's somebody that, I've helped out throughout the years. I've cornered him for many of his big fights. I've helped him get his gym started down there in 2006. I kind of laid the systems out, here in Oregon, how to run a gym, how to operate it, the kind of philosophies we have at our gym. And, I shared a lot of those business practices with Dan and everything that I could just to help a friend out. And,
yeah, for sure.
So it was a little disheartening to find out that he was suing me and have him not even, contact me or call me.
Right.
Get papers from his attorney. But, that's life,
Yeah.
Guys, they get a little fame and fortune and, things change. So it's one thing you can count on from me, though, man. No matter what happens, I'm going to be the same guy.
Right. That's cool, man. That's cool. So you were down at Strikeforce this past weekend. Did you get a chance to catch up with Randy?
I certainly did. I shared a locker room with him and Ryan. Good to see him catch up. Good to see Ryan competing so well. I mean,
yeah,
he's really new to this sport, and he's picking up on it great. I mean, what a tough spot to be in, for a young man like him to have to come in and fill those shoes. But he seems to be handling that kind of pressure really well. His skills are coming along. I was very impressed with Ryan Couture. I thought he did a fantastic job. What was the deal with them booking that guy, though? That guy rapes 12-year-olds. Anybody that fucks with children in my book
Oh,
is
jeez, that was
scumbag.
crazy. Wow.
What's up with that? You
hear
about that stuff?
Yeah, that's messed up, man. That's messed up.
Yeah, you don't go for that kind of shit either, do you?
No. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
I don't. What was the deal with that, though? I mean, how did that guy? How did he get a license to fight?
Apparently
I mean,
he lied on his application.
Oh, he did. He did lie on his
lied
application.
He's now been, I think, suspended in life suspension in New Jersey and Ohio, I believe. I read.
Okay. Yeah, those are some pretty serious commissions, both of those, New Jersey and Ohio. There might be some little low level commissions out there that'll book that guy. But what kind of promoter would want that guy on his show?
Yeah, I think he's done in MMA.
Yeah, he should be. He should be done. Anybody that rapes children, he should just be done. Period.
For sure.
Somebody should take him out and tie him to a stump, out in the woods. Let the bugs and the snakes do the rest.
Right
Maybe
on.
find out where they have some cougars. Out hunting and tie them up out there.
For sure, man. For sure. Tim Sylvia's out on Twitter begging for his job, or begging for a job. I don't know if that's the proper way to go about it, but they won't bring this guy in, but they're going to bring this other guy. Crazy stuff, man.
What happened?
Oh, Tim Sylvia's on Twitter begging for his job, keeps retweeting everyone. He's on this campaign to get rehired into the UFC. And
hang on. James, do I got another phone? This one's beeping on me. No, it's got full battery. I don't know what happened. I cut out. Yeah, so I hear you on that.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, they'll bring this guy in to do a fight, and he's got all these legal problems, but they won't hire back someone like Tim Sylvia.
Yeah, that's pretty peculiar.
Yeah.
Tim ain't the best fighter, but he's pretty darn good, and he doesn't rape children, so I kind of like that part.
That's in his category, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, man, you're a true legend in MMA. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start out?
Somebody that's starting out, find a great gym. Find and I'm actually gonna write something about that in my next blog on CoachMattLindland.com. What it means to be a part of a team and to find the right team. But I think that's critical, is that you find a group of guys that you work with, because I think when guys get to a certain level in the sport, they have some success, and all of a sudden they start thinking that maybe I'm that good, or maybe this success is because I'm such a badass. And what you forget is that you're not the only badass. You had a good training partners, you had good teammates, you had good coaches and trainers and guys that helped you get there. My advice is find people that you work well with, find people that work well with your style. The coaches that I had a hard time with were the ones that said, this is how I do it, and maybe they're 300 pounds, like my high school wrestling coach,
right.
or this is how I do it, and they're a little midget, 135 pounder, and they're 3 feet tall, and what I always liked is a coach that said, this may work for your style, and this may work for your body type, and somebody that's willing to work with you, and same thing with teammates, somebody that guys that are going to be there when you got competition coming up and you're preparing and training, not those guys that just show up at the gym when they want you to help them get ready. Find a good team, find a great system, and give back. This isn't all about what can I get out of it. It's about how can I contribute back to my team. Whatever that is. Are you sweeping the mats after practice? Are you helping out down at the gym and doing things that are contributing back? And that's how you build a team.
Yeah, for sure, man. Okay, before we let you go, do you want to promote your Twitter, Facebook, or anything you want to promote?
Yeah, check out Matt Lindland on Twitter, and I think I got a Facebook too. I think my Twitter just links there, though. But certainly check out my blog, CoachMattLindland.com. Just got back from Cuba with the U.S. Wrestling team. I went over there and coached the guys as they're getting ready for the London games, and came back with wrote some observations up there. I think that article is called Jack of All Trades. There's some other good articles, and as that thing grows and I get more people watching, I'll start getting the video out there. I'm actually getting a MacBook tomorrow, so I'll be able to edit some videos and post them up there.
Good stuff, man. Well, thanks for taking the time, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
It was a good visit with you.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
Yeah, I'll see you up in Toronto next week for the Score Fighting Championships.
For sure, man, for sure. See you then.
All right.
Okay, bye.